So, Sean is a Hello, welcome to Word Up.
Bienvenue!
Bienvenue! You've got the episodes this week. We're sorry for being slick at last week, but we know.
We just wanted to do an experiment.
Turns out nobody gave a fuck.
although piggybacking off, before we go in, I think, Sean, we got a message.
Oh, we did.
We got a message because remember last week we were talking about we were doing the Scottish accent, and my friend was all Herzegovina. I don't even know what that is, and when we're going all into it, so is it Kirsty?
Yeah, I think it's Kirsty, isn't it?
Sent us a message.
Fuck course. Yeah, Kirsty's story was like that Scottish accent chat made me think about when I was watching Rangers and Celtic years ago, and they substituted a player called Anonion. And my friend said, "Oh no, that's a noni on and on."
Noni
Oh
on and
no, that's a noni on and on, I know.
Noni on. That's a noni on and on.
I know.
He is a belter.
Oh, he's on belt.
Maybe it's the Celt, but I fucking love the Scottish accent.
I love a Scottish
I
accent.
just love it. It's so full of character.
And there's different ones. Like, 'cause if you go up to
You've got like posher ones, like Edinburgh.
You've got
Edinburgh,
but then you've got Edinburgh ones that are like that. They're like not too posh, and they're more like that. And then you've got Glasgow's a wee bit more whiny because it's getting over on this side, and it's bit all the shipbuilding.
Yeah,
makes it whiny because they had to shout over long distances.
Do you know they say that? They say that the way that we speak is affected by our like environment. So like you get like your like big farmers go talk like that, you know,
because they're shouting over.
Because they're shouting and there's windiness.
Like Liverpool, Belfast, Glasgow all have like a wee whine to it because they're shouting over all the machinery and the shipbuilding.
So you have to have decibels
you
there
have to
higher.
Pierce over.
Yeah.
And then, but like a friend of mine, I remember like, they were from Aberdeen, and they would go, "Could you hand me over them? Could you hand me over that trousers?" That trousers. Hand me that trousers. And you're like, oh no. And it's just the way they like.
Those trousers, that trousers.
That is like a singular.
Yeah, but I suppose it is a pair of trousers, but it's only because there's two.
An Irish, quick Irish thing is are trousers plural or singular?
Breisty, it's plural.
It's plural.
Plural.
Because in French it's singular.
Is it?
And pantalon.
And pantalon.
You wear one trouser.
One pair of one pantalon.
One pantalon.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have a trouser. That would be a leg. I imagine like a trouser is just like one leg.
That's for like the amputees.
That's sweet.
They wear a trouser.
I know, but Dick, you can't say that.
Oh my God, I won't have a leg to stand on if they bring me to court.
Just my left one. The only thing fake about me is this leg. You're like the Real Housewives.
You wouldn't even.
You wouldn't even.
You wouldn't even. Do you know what I mean? The only thing fake about me is my personality, my mood. I wouldn't.
I'm sorry. I was being a bitch. I was just overstimulated and
also
a bit of a bitch.
Yeah. I love the way we say that nearly every episode, and it's because we do.
It's true.
And David and I'm not sure if we said this last week, but sure if we did, you probably won't have seen it because you didn't join our Patreon. But about being absolutely valid when you want to say, I didn't do it because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know.
Or we've started saying, I know it's not enough. Like, that I don't like it. I just don't.
Yeah. Or
I know it's not a good reason.
I know it's not a good reason, but I really hate her. Do you know what I mean? I know I don't have a good reason.
I don't have a good reason not to like her, but I just don't.
Like
if somebody is called Nicola,
right?
I generally I'm already tuck again her.
Really?
Aye.
Get out of town. Why?
I've tuck again her because I've met there's not Nicole's.
Aye. Just Nicholas?
Nicky's. But Nicola. I just have met so many Nicolas that just have fucked me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good enough reason.
Yeah.
But I just don't like her.
There was I got scunnered with Luke the other day because
Luke's looked up and go, what did I do? Luke was given full on beagle puppy energy over there whenever you said that, for his eyes went like this here.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah. What
did I do?
There's somebody I was talking about the other day, and I was going, I could seem dead on, but the called we'll change the name, right? To not make it obvious, but
Nicola.
the name. So
Called the child Nicola.
oh, she's dead on, but I mean, she called her child Nicola, and that's just inexcusable. I mean, if you called your child Nicola, you must be a cunt.
You must be.
And the child is probably a cunt too.
Get away.
And then Luke was like he's going, my sister, like, she's not called Nicola, but Nicola's her middle name. But I get what you mean, and I was like,
That is brilliant.
I was joking.
It's like whenever you're talking shit about somebody and they go, that's my sister. Do you know what I mean? You go, your sister's a cunt. You have to double down. You have to stick to your guns.
She is a
I
bitch.
get that all the time, actually, because people are constantly slobbering about our
You're
Patrick.
Patrick.
I remember.
But I don't stop them. I go, I know he's a fucking dick.
I
remember.
love Paddy. And I'm not just like,
I just play
I
him.
do really love him.
But you're the brother, so you get to say.
You get to go on.
You get to either agree or disagree.
I play up to it like as long as I can, and then I go, but I can say it, but because I'm his brother, and then it's like,
yeah. Do you ever see people physically like? It's almost like the glitch in the Matrix. They're like.
I remember a friend of mine started seeing this guy at university. So before we left, she started seeing him, and I was like he's not your usual type of guy, because like he would be well into his drugs. Like I know that you're not into that, but that would be you. Mm-hmm. I was giving factual information. I wasn't saying you should not go out with him. Mm-hmm. I was saying, you
can go out with him. You're fully free to, but
here's some information.
Here
is germane information that you might find pertinent to your future situation.
Yes.
I know you're not into this, but he'd be well into that. And he's a nice guy. I really like him. But for a relationship, just something for you to bear in mind if it's something. So then, of course, it all works out, and they get married. And she went to this. They did this. And I don't know why they invited me along. I don't know why they invited
probably
me.
Just to go, see?
Well, wait to hear, because probably you're right. You're probably hitting it on the head, because we went to think, and his mommy and sisters were there. So I knew him longer than I knew her.
Was it his wedding? Because I would expect them to be there.
It was an engagement shoot, photo shoot. And we're all sitting around the table at a place called Waxy O'Connor's in Glasgow. Don't know if it's still there.
I don't want to yuck somebody's yum, but photo shoot.
I know, it was a photo shoot for an engagement. But
are they American? Are they American?
No.
Right.
No, I'm not.
Or
even,
Russian?
I'm not
Maybe
even.
Russian?
I'm not even going to say what they are, because anybody who
Yes.
knows will know exactly what I'm talking about. But then she goes, and we were all sitting, and she goes, "Do you remember whenever I first started seeing him? You told me they took loads of drugs, and his mum and sisters were sitting around the table, and I just, as you said, just had to double down, and I turned around and I says to them, aye, but wasn't that true? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Like this here, and he was like, I was like, I did, like, and he took it on. I got there, but I do that way. I was like.
You bastard.
You fucking dropping in the shit, motherfucker.
She dug you out.
I dug my fucking self out. Well, I fucking Shawshank through that shit, because she fucking left me in that. And I felt like I could have. Do you know that way, like, I looked at her like that? You could see the whites the whole way around my eye, and I looked at her and I just have to go, I'm going to, if I get the hurl of you,
bitch.
if I get the hurl of you over this table, I'll drag you over the car park by your eyelashes, you fucking cheeky bastard.
You bastard. That's like really going, do you remember you? This is,
remember you said that she was
Shauna.
a fucking
Do you remember
bastard?
you said she was a cunt, but she's my best mate.
Oh, she's dead on now. Remember you said, she's dead, isn't she dead on now? Have you changed your mind?
Yeah, but fair play to you for going, but you did, didn't you?
But Shauna, you were a bit of a fucking bastard, do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember you slept with your best friend's
I can't believe
dad?
she did that to you. I'm still flabbergasted.
I couldn't believe it at the time, and I was a bit like, the only way out of this is just to lean into the truth. Yeah. And I did, a pure said it.
Well, you can't go, no, because then she'd be like, aye, but he did, he was a wasting bastard. You've done a good job there, love, like, you know.
But then, do you know what, like, totally validated me then, was because he then started to tell these stories about his mate who'd had a brain injury and had, like, this, like, anti-epileptic drug that he had to take, but what he would do is he would like crush it up and snort it. So I was like, so he validated what I was saying, and I was going,
Pregabalin he's been on, and that's what all the junkies are on now, is Pregabalin.
And he was what I call, he didn't need it, but his mate would give it to him. And
if you don't need it and you take it, it has very big neurological effects as well. People, irony, a lot of people end up having fits.
It's a bit like
epileptic because it's fucking with the neural pathways in your brain.
What do you call the ADHD meds? And then if you do have ADHD, it helps you, but if you speed.
It's Concerta. It's ADHD. Like if I take an ADHD med, I actually feel drowsy sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'll be like, ugh. Or, you know, but then that's if you only start taking your medication, you'll feel like tired. But then once you get used to it, you literally, it has you don't have any sort of physiological effects whatsoever. You don't feel different in your mind. It doesn't affect your brain in terms of how you're perceiving reality. But you'll just notice maybe that, oh, I was able to finish that essay without getting on 50 million different side projects.
Yeah.
But yeah, for people who don't need it, they'll take it and be like, I'm going to clean my house, you know, and they're like super people. Whereas I'm like, I wish it worked for me. Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad? Whenever I could be doing a line of coke at a party and go, I might go home and do my coursework here. Do you know what I mean? Everybody else is like, you need
She
that.
is no crack.
Yeah.
In fact, when she's on crack, she's no crack.
Yeah.
She's
that's what people say to me without the drink. They're like, you never needed it. Like, we would have had to have a bottle of wine just to be on your level before you lifted a glass.
Yeah.
So I'm like, people are like, oh, she's born cunt in the drink, but she's fucking mental when she's not on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Born time, Bobby. Whenever you're on the drunk.
Born time. It was all or nothing with me.
Yeah.
If I wasn't getting arrested, I was falling asleep.
I guess it's not a nice night.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not having no fun.
I'm on, I make it fun for everybody, right?
No
and you're a wanker, and you're a wanker,
and another thing.
Yeah.
Do you like
absolutely.
that one? Do you like Crabbed Columbo? When you're like, you're pissed or whatever it is, and all the truths are coming out, and the pissed, like Columbo go,
you get
and
that
another thing,
yeah,
and another thing.
I
remember.
That comes from Columbo, and another thing.
It was weak glass eye.
Do you ever see?
Just one more thing.
And another thing. I was wondering, funnily you should say that because this timestamp on that photograph was 3 days before she died. And it's like, and
I'm
all
getting
comes
Patty
in.
and Selma.
Do you remember
Marge.
when Columbo caught the rat?
Oh, that's right. There was an episode
see
of
that?
Columbo.
Oh, Columbo fixed the troubles.
He fixed the Irish, Anglo-Irish problem.
But I knew Peter Falk was a genius.
Yeah,
Fuck
they
him.
just sorted it. Fuck him. Yeah. Sean, you were saying about your appreciation for a good dander.
I love a good dander.
Yes, so this was what we started off before we just started filming. Dander cam.
Yeah, dander cam is on right now. So
The dander connoisseur, you were going to call
yeah, the
it.
dander connoisseur is how I like to brand myself now.
Break down what a dander is for those who might not be from.
So anybody who isn't familiar, a dander is just how people walk.
In
But
London, they call it a bowl.
a bowl.
So if somebody has a particularly big dander bowl, they'll go, "Oi, you want some fruit for that bowl?"
Because I think isn't the word gait?
Yeah, it's gait.
Your gait,
Yeah.
your gait, how you walk, how you move,
Yeah.
and a dander because a dander is just I don't know who
It's
doesn't.
your way of walking. A dander is often usually, if you have a dander, it means that you have a specific way of walking that can be emulated as well.
Yeah.
And it's usually like quite a peacocking thing, like TV under each arm.
My friend
Yeah.
has a
But
really
but
specific dander where he bounces on the balls of his feet.
Aye.
I can see him coming. I know.
I
it's
used to
him.
walk like that. I was known for that. Like my ponytail would just be going side to side because I would lose
That
bounce.
bounces on
it doesn't necessarily have to be like an ultra masculine thing or
No,
fucking,
it's just-
it's just characteristic. You can, as you said, like you can pick somebody's dander out, like if because they do it a bit differently, but it's the
Discriminating is what you're saying.
yeah.
people who walk funny.
But I just love like especially the big ones like the
That stuck into
fellas
the one
that
naked.
swing their arms wide and like
A shoulder and a shoulder. Because generally, and this is generalizing into the gender binary, and we know we don't do that, but in general, like men tend to follow from their shoulders, and women tend to lead with their waist.
their
If ever
waist.
you like watch like a hip walk,
If you look, actually, fun fact that's related to this, we speak about Daredevil sometimes, you know the movie?
yes,
And Matt Damon in that movie, or sorry, it wasn't Matt Damon,
Matt
it was the other
Damon.
one. Matt Damon.
Matt
It was Ben
Damon.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Played Daredevil, and the director actually said,
woefully underappreciated Batman. I thought,
yes,
I thought
absolutely.
Batfleck was brilliant. But
Batfleck
anyway,
was great. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello,
Did you-
Batfleck, my old friend.
Pattinson is
In
quite good as
Daredevil,
well.
His Bat.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. I love it. I like that because it was back to the detective series
Yeah.
that it should have been.
I'm
But
sure
it went on
again,
for too long. It could have been an hour
It wasn't
shorter.
a Batman film. It was just detective. It
But-
wasn't a Batman film. Anyway,
So
I'm just saying.
Daredevil,
Daredevil.
Daredevil
he was.
culture, man.
They initially did some some shoots, and the director said to him, "The walk isn't right," and he said, "I need him to walk like he's a boxer."
Uh-huh.
So Ben Affleck went and did boxing training, and it just naturally changed his gait. So isn't that mad that like the way that you train or the things that you do can just generally affect your gait and it, like hold yourself, you know. So held himself like a boxer, and then I had to go back, obviously being a dork, and rewatch it, and I was like, I can see that, and now I notice it whenever like you're watching boxers walk. Like you just notice
they're very light on their feet.
Yes, they're light on their feet, but heavy on the top half as well. You know, whenever they're walking, and it's sort of like their centre of balance, float gravity,
like a butterfly, and sting like a bee.
Maybe. So sorry, the dander connoisseur. You rang your ma?
I did ring my ma
about
this, and it says, "Mummy."
Why did you see your mom's dander?
Mummy.
But no matter what I'm doing, I'll stop my tracks.
Stop talking about your
and I'll go, fuck me, lord, his dander.
Look at the way he walks. Look at that child.
Sale is your dander.
Here, Juliana's had dander for Friday night.
Got my dander up.
Yeah.
I just love it.
What's the best one that you've seen recently? Like dander.
I saw somebody walking down the Leganale Road. And that's high in this. I can't pick out specific ones, and they'll make.
You remember even where they were geographically?
Yeah, we were walking past the park, and it was a young fella. He was maybe like 18, 19, and he just like was not even. He wasn't gleefully skipping down the road with swinging arms. Like he had no glee, like on his face. He was dead straight.
No gleeless.
Like he just like Sean Cam. He's just
pulled under no glee.
So it wasn't like he was joking.
Bereft of glee.
Proper like Noel Gallagher in it.
Yeah.
Mad for it.
But it's like one of them
But
like the front of the car seal.
You know, they'll go up on the air like his hair, but like
he had such swagger about him doing it.
You had to take a moment of appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like proper peacocking.
Like he either has a very tiny willy or a massive down to his knee willy. Like,
see, while we're on this subject,
he's either really, really proud of it or really, really.
I'm glad you said cocks there. I'm pretty sure I heard it because whenever you were talking about dander and the way that like men hold is kind of take up more space than they need. It reminds me of, you know, the way like in West Belfast we do the black taxi thing where we'll get in the back of a black taxi with strangers. It's like a bus. You get off, you knock the window when you want out. Men have always been mad for like just ball space in it. Like
manspreading.
It really fucking bugs me because you're like, you do not need to sit like this. And then me sitting like this. Your balls cannot be that big.
What if he actually, what if, this is a stretch, but what if he does have elephantiasis of the nuts? And his ball sack does look like a fucking
then I mean, Nick, he would
massive walnut.
He should tell people. You should be like,
sorry, love, mate, I've elephantiasis of the fucking scrotum.
Put it this way, not every single guy and teenage boy can have elephantiasis. Like, they all did it. I just remember every time you're sitting beside a guy, they manspread.
Maybe there was in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was like a huge elephantiasis epidemic.
Yeah.
It's a side effect of sniffing glue.
Sniffing nail polishes.
God, that's somebody wrote that recently, fucking glue sniffer. And I thought, oh, come on.
Yes,
come on, 90s references.
School. Yes, glue sniffer. That reminds me, right, so this is called Word Up.
We're using lots of words, but not the words we chose.
Not the words we chose. Would you like to hear this week's Word of the Week?
I would love to hear this week.
This week's Word of the Week is nauseant.
It's a great word.
Yeah.
He's a nauseant.
Yeah.
Because he makes you something that makes you nauseous.
Yeah.
An agent, was it Sean said? An agent of nausea.
Agent of nausea.
Like, I'm disappointed that it is spelled like that. I really wish it had been like I-N-T. I feel like I would have
nauseant.
Yeah, like that's why I was saying like
nauseant.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like
why did you want it to be spelled that way?
I don't know. I feel like that
like a nauseant.
Yeah, like see the way it says like an agent of nausea.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what other word I'm thinking of that's similar to that. That means like it's like something that causes this.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So and it ends in I-E-N-T. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll have to think about that one. Answers on a postcard. Answers. But what makes you sick? Like, put it this way, I would have a really easily turned stomach, in terms of smells and like things, but.
I've worked in a hospital, and then I am a support worker during the week. So my smell threshold is quite high. I cannot watch.
This is how I determine what kind of person you are. Can you watch the eating trials on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Not if it's like liquidy.
I just can't watch. them at all.
Do you remember the one whenever they were eating
The eye and
the eyeballs? And it was more, but I think it's more. I think it's their reaction makes me. So somebody goes, like that.
no, I'm literally doing it. See, because I think
it gives me the book.
I think in images, so my mouth is watering. Even I know that. Do you know not a lot of people think that way? So close your eyes. We're going to do an experiment.
We're going to do a thought experiment.
Close your eyes.
Right.
Picture an apple.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Can you see the apple?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the colour of the apple?
For me, it's green, and it's got like the wee darker green, like freckles on it, and like
like a wee bit brown,
and a water, like a wee. It's got a wee bit of like a wee drip of water. It's so.
You
fresh.
can literally see it, like you in your mind's eye. You see an apple right now.
Yes.
Not everybody thinks that way.
There's a word for that. What is that?
Like Kurt doesn't. He doesn't see the apple.
Because some people
he
just
knows
sees
that
the
an
word.
apple is there, and he gets it, the concept of the apple, but he doesn't see
So
it.
he doesn't see. So if he's reading a book,
Imagination's the word.
but imagine he's got no imagination.
No imagination.
But some people just see the word apple, see the word apple. Some people see, do you know, like the picture that you would see on your ABCs? A is for apple, and it's just like a two-dimensional. Whereas in my brain, I can feel what it feels like on my fingertips.
My taste buds will actually perk up a wee bit if I think of a bitter apple.
Yeah, I can see the romance. I can see what mood it's in. Mm-hmm. I can see what it's done that day. I can see.
You know what it sounds like.
I know what that apple sounds. I know what its dreams are.
Yeah, it's crazy though that like really. So I get like that with things where if I'm watching somebody eating like a fish,
you over empathise.
I literally too much empathy. It hurts me because then I'll retch where like your stomach does that thing where you're almost sick and my eyes water, and then I just don't watch it now because I used to like pull the jumper over my head and just be like, right, just tell me when it's over, and then I could still hear it, and I was imagining what was happening.
I was thinking about, so what nauseates me is more textures,
right?
But I think that
like
this
sponge. Like a sponge, like a ethereal sponge on a wet finger. Say your finger's wet and it's wrinkly from being in the bath, and you've touched the sponge, running your finger right down that sponge. Imagine your wee wrinkly finger and it's all soft.
For the love of God. For the love of all that's holy.
All the wee holes in it now, and you're just rubbing the sponge, and then a wee bit of your finger cell comes off because your finger's wet and the sponge is dry.
I can't do it anymore.
Even though
I can't do it anymore.
It's just
Dry.
Dras,
get out.
You know, Dras, get out.
Dras, get out. Or it was one day, even telling
on.
the story, it's happened one of my service users, her room had her room had been redecorated, and we were putting all of her stuff all away. And she had this bedspread.
Right. Even just saying bread's turning me like.
And it was like that synthetic-y polyester that goes like bally after like 2 washes.
Yeah.
And I was folding it to put it away. And she thought that it was hilarious watching me go like this here. And I knew the water was all coming around my jaw.
Was it?
And it was all like, even thinking about it, I need to take, like, you're going to have to edit like this quite heavily because I can feel it. Time is slowing down for me.
Oh my
God. I'm having like a freeze, it's textures. Or.
Look at his face.
The thought.
Go for it.
The thought.
For anyone who's listening right now and not actually watching.
This is not sexual.
That's not attractive child.
David is not putting on his sexiest face at the moment.
His eyes are watering.
Imagine, I don't know why you would ever do this, but it's like a kind of like grinding your teeth on wool.
Oh yeah, like that, and all the wee bits getting stuck up.
No, it's more the. It's more. You know the way I need to stop. I seriously feel really broken.
No, and you've had like too much like sugary stuff.
Yeah,
and your teeth are like
a little dry. There's like a layer of skin on them.
Dry. You want a bit of toast, guess a bit of butter, because that's too dry.
And they're sort of like, you know,
Coca-Cola.
Your lips can get stuck to them. Like that scene in Me, Myself and Irene where he's like, I've got terrible cotton mouth. And it's all like...
Do you ever get cotton mouth when you're fighting with somebody?
That's the thumbnail.
Do you ever get...
Both of you do the Jim Carrey.
Oh my God, that's the sexiest one yet.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my God, it shouldn't be sexy, but it's making me wet.
It's making me dry.
What a thought of a cup of tea, mate, might swell today.
Do you know what really fucking turns me? And literally, I stood in school in front of a teacher before. Dry boken because
sorry everybody,
she was talking to me, and I've said this before on the podcast, but whatever. She was talking to me and she had spunk lip.
Oh no.
Do you know where somebody like has got like this white, like a wee white string? Sorry.
Oh my God, this is like ASMR for fucking.
It's like
cut this line out. This is ASMR Bailey Mix. This is fucking awful.
take that
Take that out. That is awful.
in. It's ASMR for bulimics.
It's awful.
If you're a recovering bulimic, you might remember such greatest hits as. That had 10 calories in it.
Man, just a minute. Valerie, what are you doing in there?
She's having fingers for dessert, darling.
I'm brushing my teeth. Cut all that out. That's terrible.
No, keep it in, because you know why? I have done that before. Everybody's went through a wee bulimic phase, haven't they?
I was half bulimic.
Were you?
I used to eat loads of food, but then I just wouldn't be sick.
I call that bulimia amnesia. You forget to throw up.
I was bulimiesque.
Bulimish.
Bulimish.
I've never been committed to it enough though, because I've poked at stuff that I've eaten and like that I have regretted. I find that wasn't worth the calories, and I've done that, and then I've never committed enough to actually lose some weight from it, because I'm like, oh, I have a bit of room now.
I can go in and all that.
I'm like the Hunger Games, or what do you call it? No, the Hunger Games, with the drink that wee potion that makes them vomit so they can eat more. I would like that.
Yes.
You know, so that, and then you're like. Another slice of cake, dear. Don't mind if I do.
We have to put a massive trigger warning on the front of this episode. Lots of dry heaving. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Do you know what you were talking about? Do you know what the thing you were talking about, like jizz mouth, jizz lip? Thing I hate. And like I hate.
Literally, because then I go away and I think about them licking it. No.
Just somebody goes to spit, but it's too dry and it swoops back up into their mouth.
It actually turns me, like, see whenever in American movies where they see the brothers doing it and they're sucking it back up again.
Ow!
It actually turns my soul, like...
It gives me the jaundice.
Do you know, I didn't realise that was specific to over here. My English friends are like, what? He wanted you? And I'm like, he turns me.
Turns my
and they're
guts.
like, what do you mean he turns you? And you're like, turned my stomach. Or sometimes they'll say, turned the heart out of me.
I tore the guts out of me.
Turned the fucking heart clean out of me. But apparently it's really graphic whenever we say that, because I suppose it's the facial expression as well. Sorry for anybody listening. I'm literally in tears now after laughing and heaving. But yeah, it's like he turns me.
Like real visceral language. It was an Estonian girl used to work in Alan's cafe. And she would get annoyed. She would go, that really boils my shit.
Not even piss.
No, it boils my shit.
Oh,
but it makes me think of, do you know whenever you've got like a really, really dicky tummy, and if you don't get to the toilet in the next 30 seconds, you're shitting yourself?
You get the Bee Gees, the bubble guts.
I'm picturing somebody making stew with shit.
Ah!
That's where I went.
That boils my shit.
Because we think on the same. I was like, hubble, bubble, boiling trouble.
No, I'm picturing Nigel Lawson going... No, like whiffing and I'm like...
And if you've eaten something really nice beforehand, you can really get the chia seeds in the second batch.
Now, it doesn't smell very nice because, let's face it, it is feces.
Yeah.
But
I just love to wake up in the middle of the night for a good shit. And would be a more believable thing, Nigel. Not that you come downstairs in your negligee to eat a fucking brownie, right? You get up and have a big shake.
Her 90s.
Like the rest of us.
Do you like her 90s? She's got this silk negligee 90, but whenever you see the back of her, like her sweaty arse, it's all stuck up in between her cheeks.
Dingleberries.
She's got some real swamp ass.
Nigella Dingleberry.
The great thing about this little recipe is that it leaves the rest of the house smelling like shit for the next week.
Great thing about this little recipe is it gives you a good reading out.
You know, you can even do it. You can be making it. It doesn't take any effort at all. You can just make it while you sleep.
If you have babies, you can get one every half an hour. It's like hold them over the pot.
It's like, so what do we want to do? We want to scoop in. We want to scoop in about 3 litres of shite.
Put it in the micro-nappe.
In the micro-nappe. But, oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine the stink of your house if you put a nappy in the microwave?
No, all you need to do is put it in the bin and forget about it for a day. You get the same effect. You open up the bin and
oh God.
it's like, do you ever see a single man? You go in and open his fridge and it's like somebody farted in your face.
You're like, oh, it's like
you know, you open it, it's like poof.
Or going to Annie Kitchen in the Holy Land.
What is it?
Or going to Annie Kitchen in the Holy Land.
Any kitchen. And then I remember my friend, she like her mommy had sent her like soup home. But of course, Sarah, if you're listening to this, I love you. You know this happens, or did happen. She brought it in. Mommy made me stew. She forgot about it, and it was really tinfoil and all was on the top of it, and she forgot about it just in the kitchen for like days. And she's like, "Oh, there's that stew," and she lifted it like this here. Oh, and it was like that. You know that vomit. You know that whenever stew goes off, it smells like vomit. And she just went like this here. Oh, yours! And she just turned around like this here, and she turned around that quickly. The soup came all out of the pan and went all over the kitchen, and went all over the
so high, were you seeing colours and like hearing colours for like 2 days?
The colours of the fucking wind coming out my hole. It was awful. The colours of the wind was mostly brown. It was awful.
Why did she do that? It was like, this is bad, so you all need these.
She just had this. She just went like I said, "Oh, yes."
It's like that one where the girl throws the slug. Have you ever seen that video with the girl throwing the slug? No. She has it on. It's on something. She goes, and she throws it. It sticks to your friend's face, and her friends just sit there going.
Or the girl who's talking and she's chewing a bit of chewing gum, and all of a sudden, like she's talking to her friend and then she's sneezing. She goes, I got down the chewing gum, flying out of her face, and lands on her mate's face. And it's like,
could have been worse. She could have just choked.
Could you imagine? Oh my! I remember whenever I lived in Madrid, I shared a flat with a girl from Tennessee called Sherry.
Oh, real.
Her name was Sherry. Her name was Sherry, and Sherry would go out and she would ask for my humps. Every time we were out, she would ask for my humps, my humps, my humps, my humps. Oh, my lovely lady bumps.
Like, is humps like Tennessean for?
She would ask for my humps. What, like
buns?
Cocaine.
That's a bump.
Everything's bigger in Tennessee. You don't get bumps, you get massive humps. But she would ask for, but she just tell this story.
Now you got trumps.
Now you go, fuck, they do have trumps. It's your own fucking fault. See what happens. Fuck about and find out. But she goes, he's a nauseant. But she goes, she's just gorgeous, like 6 foot tall. She was a basketball player at university in Rome, Georgia.
I just love the way it sounds so wholesome.
That's so much better.
You just know they read the Bible.
And she was sitting, and there was one night she was sitting in, like, can you just imagine, like, she's wearing just a white crew neck t-shirt with like Daisy Duke, ripped jean shorts and big legs, and she was like, it's just the one night she was like, we were all drunk and she was drinking. She was dressed like that, no socks or shoes on, bare feet, sitting drinking out of like a big liter bottle of beer, going, did I never tell y'all I was born in a gas station? And we were like, yes, you fucking were, of course. But me and her would go out.
Was she drinking it out of a jar?
She was drinking just out of the big. She was drinking it out of the big liter bottle.
I'm picturing like a big ceramic like jug with 2 axes on the side.
Yeah.
Like the moonshine.
The moonshine. That's what I was imagining. Why are we the same?
It does make you blind, but what is there around here to see? You may as well drink it.
Might as well kick it. You can get disability benefits for that.
I don't know. What do you call pips in Georgia? But but we were out this one night and we were like on the stage and like she would be like, and bearing in mind, like we were English speakers and everybody else was Spanish people, and she would go, the guy was called, the DJ was called Javier, like,
of course he was.
Javi. And she would go, Javi! my humps. And so he would put my humps on. But there was one night she was down on her knees begging him to play this. So remember, she got up, her knees were all dirty. So she
Are you
whipped her
sure
tights.
that's how her knees got dirty?
It was a gay club. No one was letting her suck their pee.
Yeah.
But she took her. She just the way she took her tights off and she threw them into the audience like that. But because it was tights, it sort of went into the air. It did like a whole 1 meter and then just floated down. And there was a guy at the bottom. And he was sitting drinking his pint, and the tights landed on his head and went down and drifted, and the foot went into his pint. And it was just rotten looking. It was just he was just sitting there.
If that had happened over here, they would have went, fuck, well, it's the universe telling me to do it again. Puts it on. Put your hands up. This is the thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to go fucking. Just snurfing
no,
the
that's
tights.
the guy that owns this bar. Well, I don't think he owns it anymore, apparently, allegedly.
Allegedly.
He doesn't own it anymore. Do you want to actually...
Some tea? Nauseant tea?
Nauseant tea. Yeah, speaking of which, we need to call him a bad name, so will we do the swear down?
Swear down. Oh my God.
Motherfucker.
Take 2.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
We're gonna do today's
Swear down.
Motherfucker.
Just call me off guard, bro.
Swear down is the section of our episode where we tell you how to tell somebody they're an asshole without actually saying any bad talk.
Any bad talk.
Bad talk.
I love that bad talk.
Bad talking. So a
what-
mail drop.
A mail drop. And it's actually a very
Sounds like
nice
something you would
sounding
give
word.
your grandchild. Do you want to be mail drop?
Mail drop.
Be mail drop? No, a mail drop.
Something you'd give your grandchild. And then whisk
then
you
you
off
go.
to prison.
Mail dropped her off at the fucking
Mail
door and he's had her for 5 years. We don't
The
know
mail
where she's
drop's
been.
hanging out of her hole.
Well, funnily enough, mail drop is a little bit of mucus or snotter that's just hanging from your nose.
It's just hanging there.
Just hanging at the end of your nose. So did you ever see little kids that walk about and just mail dropped out? Like,
They're fucking mail drop to fuck.
yeah.
But it's like, but
turns the life out of me.
not with children don't.
But I don't-
Adults. If an
yeah.
adult's walking around with a pure mail drop hanging off the fucking nab, I'd be like, no.
And then sometimes
That should be kids
don't unless they're like doing something like licking it.
it.
But like sometimes kids will have mail drop and you're like, you need to tell your mummy you need an antibiotic. That's not the right shade of green, kid.
Get
Do you know
your
what I
wee
mean?
fucking snottery face out of my house.
Yeah, like absolutely.
That'll be running around our house like wildfire.
Do you see whenever like adults have the milk? I can't. I wouldn't.
No, I can't deal with. Because I would always want somebody to say to me,
I was going
"You've
to
got
ask
something on
that.
your mouth."
Would you say?
I would, but I would say it like I say. I would go, do that,
Yeah, but see, I think that's the right thing to do.
I'd even just say it to somebody's ear, just do that, or do that.
Aye.
I'm not like if you've got lipstick on your teeth. I don't go. There's lipstick on your teeth. I'll just
go
go.
do this.
Do that, and hopefully, if you're not clued in enough to know what I'm saying, then that's on you now. Because I have said to you, I've given you the thing.
Do you know what I think about sometimes?
that.
And I don't know why. But you know, whenever you're telling somebody, do that.
And they don't know.
Maybe it's because of like the drama. But you know the way you have like upstage left, upstage right, yada yada yada. Whenever you're directing or whatever. But like I'll go to somebody, do that, and you do it on the side.
Oh, this is
opposite side.
so
that they know, because if you were actually say they had something there and you went right.
No, if
do
you
know what I'm trying to say?
you look at me, right, I look at you, right, and I'm going to say to you, right, so for those who can't see, Bronagh and I are looking at each other face to face, and I'm going to say to you, Bronagh, there's something here. What would you do?
I would go.
Me too. I would do the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror of it.
I would do the mirror of it. But
yeah.
if I did that to Alan, so I'm brushing my right cheek and then Brosha. Then Bronagh brushed her left cheek because it's the mirror, because we're looking at each other. But if I said that to my husband, if I said that to Alan,
He would do his
right cheek.
But see, I would have thought, I think I used to be like that. But, and then, you know, especially, I remember whenever I was studying drama, and I think that's why I really noticed it, that I was going, do this, and then somebody would rub that side, and I would be like, no, sorry, this. And then I would have to, because then I realised, no, you need to mirror it directly.
But everybody's brains are different, because there will so some people will pick up the mirror. If you did that there, I would automatically go to the mirror, because
I don't even know what one it is that I automatically did now, but all I knew was that maybe it was drama made me change that and was and then I realised, no, just mirror it for people.
Most people would be mirror, but Alan would go to, so if I rubbed my right eye, Alan would go to his right eye.
Yeah.
He wouldn't mirror it. He would go, oh, you must mean that eye.
Yes, I see it. Yeah, exactly. But really what you mean is your left eye, the one that's facing me.
Because if I were looking into a mirror, this is the one that it would be.
Yeah, I was having that conundrum a couple of weeks ago. It was somebody doing a podcast and they were like, see if my hair gets in the way, will you just say to me, like, would you just go behind the camera and do this? Mm-hmm. And I'll move it out of the road. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I went and I saw like the hair was in their face and I was like, do I do like this
what way do you do it?
Or what way are they going to pick it up?
Yeah. So you had to think about that too?
Mm-hmm.
I was going, what way are they going to interpret it?
Because there's two, whatever way your brain works.
Yeah.
Is how you will interpret.
That is
something.
It's something I've considered where I'm like, do I do it this way or do I do it that way? Like,
but there's a 50-50 chance of you getting it wrong, whatever way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to turn the other cheek.
Very good. Look at this wee fucker.
Look at you with
says nothing and then comes off with a jab.
Look at Mr. Comedy, Mr. with the jokes. Oh my God.
Mr. with the biblical references. Judgy much?
Judgy. Oh my God. The biblical make it can't even make the Bible funny. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I was waiting to say that for ages. Like.
You were pure sitting on that there for that whole conversation.
So yeah, mail drops are nauseant for me.
Mail drops are nauseant for me, but again, I would like to say only on adults, because on adults, and adults who, obviously,
it's like grown-up poops and baby poops, not the same.
No, they're not the same. No, they're not.
There is a wee baby thing that does turn me.
Right.
And it's like, it's the food in the high chair.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It does, like, completely turn me.
Feeding?
And it always has, because, like, kids will, like...
See?
No, it's turning
what, like the
open... It's like...
Is it the open mouth eating?
It's like spaghetti.
Uh-huh.
That's not even what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the backwash.
Piscati.
Whatever they're
right.
drinking.
Yeah, no. So
I actually hurt myself.
It starts with the spaghetti, and they'll rub it all over the face, in their hair. It's down the side of like the chair. It's in all the wee crevices.
Even the word isn't the word crevice a nauseant? Because anything that is a crevice has got some. And there's nothing good in a crevice. Nothing good is in a crevice. If it can get into a crevice, it's dirty.
And then they take a drink.
Absolutely.
Then they take a drink of water. And
that's where I went.
Then their wee water bottle is like it's like a snow globe.
Don't, because I went instantly there, but I knew you were going. Yeah, I can't.
And they're having a great time.
Yeah.
Sitting there covered in fucking shit up their back, spaghetti over their face, floaters in their juice.
No,
I want. This is a sidestep, but I want to normalise adults drinking alcohol out of a Tommy Tippy cup, because then you don't spill any. Well, I am a spiller. I would be a spiller
of everything.
sometimes.
I am quite a clumsy person.
And now that I'm not
coffee as well.
Yeah, coffee out of a Tommy. That is what when you get them takeaway. I remember being drunk, holding my drink, looking at I don't wear a watch now, but I was wearing a watch at the time, and I went like I said, "What time is it?" Drank all over the fucking floor like a dick. I was also inebriated, but
yeah, but I mean that's all right. I'm not as clumsy now that I don't drink, but I still am clumsy because of my neurotype. Like I do tend to be quite like I have bruises everywhere. I'll bang into stuff. I was leaving the child in the creche the other day and near scolding myself on the fucking door. And they were all like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What?" Because I think your pain tolerance is definitely...
I find that as soon as I have to think about too many factors, I'll get clumsy. Like, like navigating, walking through a door, holding things.
Yeah. If you start to overthink it, you
it's
fuck
like,
it up.
how the hell am I going to go? And it doesn't happen so much now, but it would have happened whenever I was starting to learn how to drive.
Yeah.
But you're thinking about so many things and you go, how am I going to fit this car? And you go, there's actually the roads designed.
Do you want to know what happened to me the other day? Have you ever Have you ever had a wee...
Wow.
Have you ever had a wee moment in your life where you go, fuck,
happen.
right enough, and it's almost like you sleepwalk through certain things?
You get home
like
and how did I drive here?
But that actually is where your brain, there's a name for that, but I actually went the other day. I can drive. Carelessness. But I can drive. When did that happen? And then I went, what if I was...
What age were you when you learned to drive?
See, I didn't get my driving test until I'd literally turned 30.
I was 32, and I think that is part and parcel of that. Because there were times I'll be driving, I'll be going, "Who the fuck let me do this?
Yes.
What is going on?
I am in control of a massive vehicle.
I'm in control of this.
Yeah.
I don't really like driving with people in the car. Do you?
Yeah.
I like being on my own in the car.
I do really enjoy being on my own in the car, but that's just because I hate my kids. I'm only joking, yeah. But like, do you know?
And if you know them, you'd hate them too.
My sister-in-law sent me this thing, and I have never hard related to something so silly. So
Hard relate.
It was that wee break that you get when you put the child in the baby seat and you close the door and you walk around the car to get into your that break. See, just that where you're like, they're all in there, and then you get into the car and you go, fuck.
They're back in. They're kicking the seat.
Yeah.
I remember ages ago.
See, many times as a parent, nobody tells you how many times as a parent that you have to say the words, I can't look right now, I'm driving.
Wait a wee minute, love.
Mommy look, mommy look, mommy look, mommy look. I'm like, I'm driving.
My friend's wee boy once, and it was actually quite heartbreaking. He turned around and he goes, "Mommy, do all mommies say just a minute?"
Oh, stop it. We can't.
No, just me. Now fuck off. No, you're just particularly.
Oh, mummy say
the
just
mummies
a minute.
and just a minute.
It's really sad because see, the mummy guilt is so bad as it is.
And it's weird because mummies, unless you are actually a fucking scumbag, Ma's. That's taken down. Let's just assume that you're be doing as much as you can to be a mother.
Everyone's just trying their
You
best.
should have no fucking guilt because you gestated that thing.
I did my best.
You know what I mean? You grew it. You grew this small, and you know what I mean? Babies start off as a basic.
I always say
Babies start off as tumours.
I grew you from scratch.
Let's
Be
face it.
careful.
Babies start off as tumours. They're like a fucking mass of cells that won't stop growing. And then it turns into, by chance, a human. And then you give birth to it. You should have no guilt whatsoever. Maybe that is a completely masculine way of looking at pregnancy.
No, I don't think that. Like, I think
You should have no
you
guilt
should
whatsoever.
have guilt in terms of like we're biologically programmed to love our children.
Yeah.
And I think that women who don't fall into that category and do the right thing, which is like they put them up for adoption or they decide, I can't be a parent, so they don't have a baby. Like
That's a
end
good
up
choice.
pregnancy.
You're not going to be good at this.
You're not going to be. It's not for everyone. We aren't all programmed to be mothers, so therefore we shouldn't all be mothers. But also, like because of the estrogen, it makes you worry more. So that's where I don't understand. I really find difficulty with my own family of processing women that walk away from their kids or women that can't look after their, or not that can't look at, they just don't think about them.
But do you not think that there is a double standard there because men walk away all the time, and we don't?
Absolutely, there's a double
Whereas
standard.
if it was a woman, you'd go, how could you walk away from your kids? And it's a wee bit like, well, maybe it is better for her to walk away from the kids because the daddy is the better parent and so the ma's the scumbag and maybe she should. Do you know what I mean? And it's not
But
that,
I also
it's
don't
not that
get
she's
it.
worse or better, but it's just that she is exactly the same.
I also don't get it with men. Obviously men who have met their children. But the thing is, a woman is a mother from the second she sees her pregnancy test.
give my dad's dues.
A man's not a father until the baby's born, really.
Give my dad's dues. Like, he gave me a good 10 years before he realised I wasn't for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he tried his best. And then he left.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, 10 years is a long time to try.
Give your dad's Jews and his Hindis as well.
And his Hindis.
And his Hindis.
His Hindis and his Tamils.
And his Palestinians while you're at it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I will give him his dues. Do you know what I mean? But because like in my situation, from the get-go, at the age of 10, when my dad left...
That's even more fucked up because you're like, you knew me. And you went, nah.
But he took a whole load of like... But even at 10, taking aside like the normal psychological reactions of abandonment and everything, like I logically knew, my logical brain as opposed to my emotional brain knew that was a good decision even at the age of 10, for it was a bit like this was the negative influence and he was to leave and that was good, that was a good thing. But
I always said that I was like, it's better for two parents that not to be together than to raise a child in a toxic
I wouldn't
environment.
mind I'm 44, but I wouldn't mind, like from the ages of 10 to 18 I would have liked maybe a wee bit of child support. Do you mean? Can I
just
get that?
pay for them?
Can I just get that?
So we are going to cut it there with the books and the Nauseant and the mail drops.
We are so sorry, everybody, for the audio
We apologise.
audio stimulant.
Yeah, already. So if we have been nauseants for you, we apologise.
Good.
But also, yes, hell slap it up, be big girl. But we're going to move over to our Patreon now, have some deep and meaningfuls and talk. So if you fancy joining us over there, come on over. Come on over.
Less than a grande cappuccino
Exactly.
for 1 month.
An Ariana Grande.
Bass of coffee.
Keep the lights on. Give
the
Sean
lights.
something for the chair. Do you know what I'm saying? Tell your grandma's